Hi everybody, I'm Pugh, and I'm going to tell you about fire eating. I was on sabbatical out in the Bay Area for a year, and at the end of my sabbatical, I thought it was a great sabbatical, but it wasn't quite weird enough yet. And there's this great place in the Bay Area called the Crucible in Oakland. It's a place where they have studio space for people to do arc welding, blacksmithing, glasswork, and they also teach classes and all of that, and in fire performance. And they had a one weekend class in fire eating, which is what I did. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do. And I got all this equipment. You know, in the class, there's a lot about safety. I take the safety seriously, so I'm going to tell you all about that. But anyway, so these are my fire eating torches. These are actually very nice ones. The first day of it, we just made our own torches. And, the fairly simple metal rods. These were actually blacksmithed by the person who's doing it. I'll show these around afterwards if people want to look at them. This is the important end. This is Kevlar fabric, which is bound to the tip with Kevlar thread. Kevlar fabric is basically, you cannot burn it. Right? It is not only bulletproof, but it's fireproof. You can see some char marks. It is very important that you don't use something like cotton or cloth that might fall off the torch while it's in your mouth. And then you can use two different things. Generally, people use two different things for fire eating, which is what I'm going to do. Fire breathing is a totally different thing. You use different chemicals and so forth for that. Right? Dragon breath, it's sometimes called. We actually started with alcohol. You just use rubbing alcohol. And then what I'm actually going to be using is white gasoline, which is basically pure gasoline without a number of the additives and so forth. Alcohol burns at a lower temperature, so people feel a little bit more comfortable with it starting off, but it doesn't give off a lot of light. This is also Coleman's lamp fuel. It gives off a lot of light for the amount of heat. Right? So just sort of go over all my equipment and talk a little bit about what I do. So you don't want to be like dipping your things in this during your show. So this is a paint can. This is where I have the fuel that I'll be using during the show. I have a candle to be lighting things off of. And I actually have two cloths. I have one cloth. If you want to put your torches back into the paint can, put them in here. This is wet. You want to make sure these are cool when they go back in the can. You want to make sure they're not lit, they're not hot. That would be very bad. And then this is a big wet towel. Joel's going to be my safety officer when I'm doing my presentation, right? That, you know, I mean, I've never had a problem, but, you know, if you ever see somebody, there's always somebody standing around. I mean, if you're doing like fire breath, you might have a fire extinguisher, but for what we're doing, this will be fine. Never had to need it, but you want to have something on hand. So, one of the main things you learn about fire eating is actually, you know, like a second is a really long time. You can do something, you know, I can take a lit torch and put it in my hand, and, you know, I'll actually leave a little bit of flame behind my house. My hand, I'll stay there for like, you know, a quarter of a second. That's not long. It doesn't burn that hot. But basically, the standard thing with fire eating that impresses people is you light it, and then you don't do like this. This would be very bad, right? Because heat goes up. All the way back.
Is that what I do?
Burn your eye. Right. So you got, you know, point your mouth straight up, put it in your mouth, and then, you know, some people say, oh, do you blow it out? And first of all, I mean, there isn't a special gel I put in my mouth. Some people say, no, this is real flaming gasoline. I'm going to put a torch with it in my mouth. I'm going to close my mouth around the burning flame, then open my mouth, take out the burning flame. Right? Do that a couple times. If you're really good, you can do things where you get vapors in your mouth and you can have like flames coming out. Not quite that good. A couple of things I probably will do. One thing which is pretty easy, you get two torches, both of them with gasoline, you get one lit, and then just go like that. And you can light the other torch. That's pretty straightforward. A little bit trickier is to take one lit torch, one unlit torch, take one lit torch, place it on your tongue, take it off, then light the other torch with a flame that remains on your tongue, right? It doesn't, it's one of those things that if you're really good, you make it happen every time. For me, I might have to try it 4 or 5 times to get it to work. I've only done fire breathing. This will be time number 5, maybe 4 or 5 times. So I've been successful every time. Let's see, I'm trying to think, is there any other things? Let's go see it. All right, let's go.
Can I just ask, very quickly, has anyone ever been to a Java conference where they saw somebody eat fire before?
Absolutely no.
Quality entertainment here.
First.
Fire not get burned.
So one of the things, it also makes really nice sounds. And one of the things they'll probably do is do a little whipping around to make sure we're not going to have anything flying off. Do things. Actually, let's just do a couple. So one of the things. Moisten your mouth and don't breathe in. Oh, and by the way, I am a trained professional. Do not try this at home until you have training. Oh, that one went out.
Hey!
Handle it.
This one looks like your nose is on fire.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's a good picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's right.
Oh, they're going to pass it around.
Yeah, who wants to go next?
I think my beard will catch on fire.
Does anybody know Bill's Twitter handle?
It's WQ.
Okay, thanks.
Hooray! Fantastic.
All right. Let's try a few more swallows before I try to do the tongue transfer. You guys need to make sure you get good. A little bit of wind going on there.
Did your eyebrows?
Sometimes you get some of that effect. You're good. You make that happen on
Do
demand.
that again, I'll get a picture.
Yeah.
I'm going to try for a tongue transfer.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to start with a fresher torch to do that.
Yeah. Torch has to be drippy.
Let me try.
So, he signed the release form, so
The thing about risk, that's what this is all about.
JavaPosse owns your video in case we get it on.
How did you transfer that gasoline here?
What?
Did you
I
bring
bought
it
it when I was here.
Okay, bought it.
Very on.
Gas.
Hey! Try it again.
I was trying to do this guy testing, Bill.
Anyone got a light?
No man.
So yeah, I mean, these do make really nice sounds, and particularly with
Oh, look at that.
these torches have these really nice handles on them.
Oh, tap that.
All right, let's see. Anything else I want to do? Set my hair on fire. No. I'll open the window here. See, that wind's starting to make me a little nervous.
Where's
Keep
Joel?
thinking these are your last
You wanna go-
words.
Bill, you wanna go a little
This might not be a good
I'll stop there.
All right.